Hello and welcome to this episode of the Deep Stone Podcast. I'm joined once again by Nick and John. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad, thanks.
Yeah, not bad yourself.
I
Tired?
hope you guys slept better than I did.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's fine. I had a productive day last night, or yesterday. So it went pretty well. But obviously the dawning has started, so we'll jump right into that. What are your impressions of the dawning so far, guys? What do you think?
Do you want to go ahead, John?
Yeah. So I didn't play this time last year. I was on a break from the game, so um, to jump in and to play it was fun. Going around and visiting all the NPCs is really good. I'm on the Riven part now. I don't know how far you guys are in, but there's a part for Riven, um, and thankfully I haven't got to play the raid to give the cookie over.
Mm-hmm.
There's a code or something you can do, but I've not done it yet. I'm going to probably do it tonight. But up to this point, it's been really good, and it encourages. We spoke about gameplay loop before, and it encourages a different gameplay loop because you've got to change your weapons, change your archetypes, your sub spec, and everything like that. And it's good. I've enjoyed it. Plus the emotes and the sparrows look incredible. So, and the ghost with the hat, the elf.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought that straight away. I was like, boom. So.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
Well, first of all, I want to ask. So, do you know how you actually turn in the cookie to Riven? Because we were thinking about that. Like, how in at what part do you like actually interact in that way
Do
with
you
the
not
game?
know?
I don't know. All I know is there's a code
Oh.
to get to Riven's room. I didn't want to spoil it or anything like that, so I just
Okay, so it's something with the final boss fight. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You put the code in. Uh, because you've never done this. So you put the code in that teleports you to her room, like where you would be if you were doing the encounter. And then there's like these. When you're in the room, there's like six glowing circles. You stand in whatever one you feel like.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like lowered into the boss room,
Yep.
and you'll see a tiny glowing little thing around a chasm. You just
Oh,
go up to that, and that's where you turn in the cookie.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
did
right
that
when you're
last.
like falling and falling and
Yeah,
after that. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So I haven't done it yet. I played the shit out of the Dawning last year, so I know how to do it. That's the only person I haven't turned in my cookie to yet. I
Hmm.
have it made. I'm lazy. Putting in that fucking code is not fun. It
Yeah.
takes forever by yourself. So,
Yeah.
but it takes like 2 seconds to do it. So I already finished the quest. But you go first, Nick.
Um, I've done some of the baking. I actually really didn't do it much last year and the year before. So this time I was actually doing it where I was going after the specific, you have to like kill specific enemy types, to get the material, the ingredients, and turned in some stuff. So I got some sparrow upgrades and what else? Then I've just been doing a lot of just normal crucible and everything. So I have a lot of, is it essence or spirit or which one you have to like in the third node where you need 15 of something
Yeah.
to make a
So,
cookie. So I have
Yeah.
like a ton of that. But um, yeah, I mean, all the armor's fine. I actually don't now like seeing it in game. I'm not crazy about the hunter armor after all.
Hmm.
I'm not crazy about it, but the warlock set is okay. I kind of want to get that because I've used both warlock and hunter, even titan now. I've actually done the prophecy dungeon 3 times this week with all three characters. So I'm checking out all the dawning stuff with each of the classes, and yeah, I mean, haven't played a huge amount yet. I haven't finished the quest or anything, but pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I already finished the quest, and you know, it's the Dawning. We know what it is every year. It's fine. I mean, I don't really have an opinion so much that's going to be like radically different. Uh, I got it done in
Yeah.
less than a week. I wasn't really trying to get it done. I was just working on other shit because this is probably the most time I'm gonna have to play the game for a while, for these next couple weeks, and so it was good. I mean, it's one of those events. It's unlike the Halloween event, which I think requires more grindiness. This one is just straight up. You just play. If you just play normally, this event's good. If you
Yeah.
really try to grind this quest or whatever, you're not gonna have as much fun. If
Agree.
you go into it and you're like, I need to get sword cookies, so I'm just gonna kill everything with swords for like 2 hours, it's not gonna be fun for you,
No.
trust me. So just play normally. Do your weekly ritual just the way you would. Feel free to change up the way you're killing things, but don't don't grind this event. So, but it's fine. I mean, I haven't really gotten that many of the glacioclasm yet.
Oh yeah,
So
that forgot to
yeah,
mention.
I forgot it was there, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I've only gotten two. So, which is a little disappointing. I keep getting the machine gun and the SMG, and I got a pretty interesting role in the SMG, but I could care less about the machine gun.
Mm.
But I wish, and this might be asking too much, but I wish there was a way where you could decide which of the weapons you want to be dropping. Because
Yeah.
after I get a good roll in the fusion, I wouldn't mind trying to get a good roll in the SMG. But I can't really offer an opinion on the fusion rifle because I've literally only gotten two rolls, and the first roll was garbage. So like, I've seen people using it in the Crucible, so I know that people are saying it's like another version of Aerentol, which is like whatever, that's fine. Like I don't have an opinion on that. It's totally cool. It looks pretty,
Mm.
but doing the quest and changing up the ship, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I like that. That was cool. And it's not like it's something where you're like, wow, but it's cool. Like being able to actually customize a ship like that. I hope that's something Bungie looks into for other ships.
Yeah.
Something you can invest your time into. It's and not something that I want to like burn myself out doing for my ships, but like it'd be a side thing to do when you're bored. Like that'd be cool. Like it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's something to do. Um, so yeah, I mean that was cool. Uh, the Dawning Eververse stuff is always pretty interesting.
Mm.
Um, I agree with you. When I first saw the Hunter armor and the concept art and all that, I was like, oh. And then I saw it and I was like, the only thing I think that's pretty cool is the helmet, but the rest of
Yeah.
it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
So
The helmet has the cool horns and everything, so
yeah, I like
that looks
that.
nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine. I mean, like, I don't ever think the Dawning is really that amazing to me personally. I've never really cared about it, even in D1. I've always liked the Halloween event better. I've always thought the Halloween event had a better weapon to choose, and it was just more fun. I liked the way like, I don't know how to describe it. The atmosphere of the Halloween event, I think, is better.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but and the ritual event, at least these last two times, has been better.
Hmm.
I love the haunted forest. I mean, that's so much fun. I could do that all day.
The
So
tower looks fantastic though. All the snow and
yeah, oh,
throwing snowballs
definitely
and freezing people and stuff. It's really good. So.
prettiest dawning ever. This is
Yeah.
definitely the prettiest dawning. That tree, I wish that tree could stay. It's so cool. This is the thing that we said last time though. Every time these events happen, the tower looks really cool. But then all this stuff leaves and the tower just looks so barren.
Mm.
Yeah, it does.
So that's what I always get annoyed and worried about. But
On with the ship though. So
yeah.
50% of it feels a bit of a cop out because it's all like, oh, exclusive this. It's just a different shader, but you can only put it on that ship.
Hmm.
It's not as amazing as they said. And same with the transmat. It's just a transmat that you can only use on that ship.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. I mean, um, like I said, that quest is only good if you're not really paying attention. Like, it's fine. It's nothing crazy. It's an interesting idea. that they can take feedback on and upgrade later, like
Yeah.
for ships and stuff. Like, and obviously because there's so many ships, and this would be something they'd probably only be applying to exotic ships, and probably maybe this season on
Mm.
in the future. Like, I'm sure they could retroactively add some shit for these ships, but they could take some feedback on it and make it better. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, like, I think we all went into this thinking it was going to be a little bit cooler, and it's fine. I mean, I'm not going to use the ship. I think it's a cool ship, but like, I'm not going to use it.
Mm.
I have other ships that I think are cooler looking. So, and I spent 3 days straight trying to get the Platinum Starling, so you can bet your ass I still use that. But the fact that we even broke our backs for that ship when we could have just taken our time, I don't know why. Don't know why we do that. But I mean, it was fine. I mean, I guess if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, what did I think of the Dawning and the Quest together? I think a 7, 6.5. Like, I don't really care about the Dawning. The Dawning's not an event I'm ever like, whoa. Like, I always go ham on Solstice of Heroes, and I always go ham on the Halloween event, but Dawning's something I always do in the background. But I
Yeah.
mean, I have the Masterworked Oven, so that's something I guess I have to make very clear to people, is that the Masterworked Oven makes things way easier. So for those of you who don't have a Masterworked Oven, I'm sure it's a lot harder.
Yeah. I don't have one yet, so.
Yeah.
No, neither do I. You must have played it quite a bit to get there
Yeah.
because you've got to have made one of every single recipe. So
Yep.
that's yeah.
Yeah. I had a whole chart.
Oh, nice.
So because it's easy for me to like forget shit. So like I had to make a whole chart.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I think you can just eventually progress to the Masterworked Oven if you progress in the quest, because I didn't have access
Oh.
to it at first, and then because I had it last year, and then I didn't have access to it at first unless I wasn't paying attention. I just forgot to upgrade, but and then I noticed I could upgrade, and then I was like, oh, cool.
So the quest doesn't require you to make one of each cookie
No,
eventually? Okay.
no. It's a couple specific cookies that I personally think are geared towards specific vendors on purpose to like get you to go to certain locations. Um, but it's more so tied to you generating Dawning Spirit, because the quests are separate, because I believe there's two quests. But the one that involves you is you generating Dawning Spirit, which is just delivering cookies. So like what I did is I literally made like 40 Galler doodles
Mm.
because I just happened to have generated a shitload of ingredients for it,
Yeah.
because I was using a ton of like, well, I don't know what Galler doodles require, but yeah. So after I had been grinding all week, or not even all week, a couple days, I had just generated a shitload of ingredients for one cookie, and I think they did it on purpose to make it a little bit more convenient for people. So I just made like 40 Galler doodles and turned them all into Zavala, and then I was pretty much done.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do that route, do it. Saves you some time, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, like I said, you're not really missing anything if you do it like that. So it
There's
just
no
helps you.
ritual activity, is there? For it?
No,
No.
no. The only way to get glacial clasm is to turn in cookies and hope you get them out of those random gifts.
Yeah, the
So,
return.
so I think your best bet to get glacial clasm is literally to make like 40 to 50 of like one type of cookie, and then just
Oh.
churn them all in together. I just hope they drop you multiple gifts. That's my personal method. Um, but I'm also like, I don't really care.
Hmm.
So like I don't care if I don't get a good roll by the time the dawning's done, because I'm not going to use it anyway. Like
Yeah.
I have a decent roll and I'm fine with that. I don't ever carry multiple rolls of anything anymore because of sunsetting. So I just get one good enough roll, and I'm pretty happy with it. And if I can get a better roll eventually, cool. If not, I don't really care. So,
Hmm.
like Europa, I have the pulse rifle with Zen Moment Unrelenting, and that's fine. It's fine. It does the job. I don't really feel a burning desire to turn in a jackload of here always pieces and then do that whole entire process just to get a shit roll. So
Mhm.
like, whatever. Um, yeah.
EXO's the only one the only vendor NPC that stands out that hasn't got a cookie quest that I could see anyway. So, which is
Yeah,
odd.
you're right. I didn't notice that one. I've made
Crow's got
every
one though.
cookie, but not for her.
And Crow's all like, "Thank you, thank you." He's all
Yeah,
appreciative.
I liked his little. I liked that little dialogue thing it had for him. That was cool. And how he looks around to see if Spider's looking or whatever. He's like, thanks. And he can hear he smells the almond and whatnot. It's like, oh,
Mm.
okay, so Crow likes almond. Bungie, thanks. It's
There we go.
interesting.
I like
But
how you can hand them in on in strikes and stuff as well. So the failsafe one, I was running Exodus and just went back a little bit, handed it in, and carried on because I was like, I've got no other reason to go to that planet apart from the strike. So
right, I feel you. I had I literally set foot on Nessus for the first time in like 3 months just to give her a cookie, and then I immediately left. I feel bad because it's such a pretty location,
It is, yeah.
and just like,
it's the
see ya.
nightfall next week. Isn't it? Exodus Black.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Nightfall in probably a month.
Mm.
Like, I don't need to be honest. I'm max power now, so.
You're?
Well, I mean, like, all
You say
right.
you're not 1280, surely.
No, I'm not 1280.
What,
I don't know if I'm
1260
ever
is?
gonna. I'm like 1260 something with my artifact, but I'm definitely up there, and I'm slowly whittling away at my power level with specific pieces of armor. But I'm not. I don't think I'm that player anymore, where I'm like chasing 1280 anymore. Like I just don't think it's worth it.
You've got your mask,
Um,
haven't you? So you don't need to chase.
yeah, I got my Mask of Backgrowth, so I'm happy. I'm just waiting for the correct day to come around so I can get the weighted knife arms. But I respect people that work hard to get the 1280. I just don't think the content is there to warrant me working my ass off to get there, only for it to get sunset, but only for it to get pushed right back down 3 months later. So it's like,
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
maximum amount of levels you can gain each week after you've hit soft cap? Because what is
I
the
don't.
pinnacle activities? There's 7 or 8 pinnacle activities. Then you've got that risk that you're going to get them all in the same slot
Yeah.
or across a couple of slots instead of every slot.
I still think it's the worst system. It's
it's
awful.
yeah.
The leveling is awful.
I
It
got
happened to me.
three. I got 3 warlock bands. So I was just like, I don't need 3 warlock bands.
Yeah.
Oh my
need
god.
3.
I feel you.
I need a power weapon is what I need.
I got like
Fuck.
freaking my prime vendor prime engrams or whatever the fuck. My vendor pinnacles or whatever. Dude, I got fucking 4 pairs of boots in a row. And I was like, all right, I'm fucked this week, basically. Like, it was awful. And then I fucking deleted the 1252 arms I got on accident. I had 1251s and I got 1252s and I accidentally deleted them because I was like flustered.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, shit. So I was just like, whatever. I mean, like, I don't care. I mean, I'm not running Master Nightfalls. So, like, I don't, especially, like, I don't really see the point when the Lost Sectors you can farm for exotics in those. So, like, I don't really feel a
Yeah.
desire to run Grandmaster Nightfalls. I don't understand why anybody would even put themselves through that right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
It's
want to
just
do
not
one this
there.
season for the triumph. So
Yeah, that's true.
same with the 1280. I want to do a 1280 just for the triumph. So for the
I
lost
think
sector.
at that point I would just conscript 2 of my friends, 2 of my really, really, really skilled friends. I would just be like, "Hey, you're a good friend of mine, right?" And then be like, "What do you want?" So like, but no, I mean I just don't think the content's there yet. I think they're working on it. I think they're taking feedback, and I think they're designing. But I don't really think the content's there to warrant me busting my ass to get the max power anymore. Like, there's just nothing there for me to do. What's the point? Like, okay, you do a Grandmaster Nightfall, you get the Triumph, but after that, what do you do then? So it's like,
Well, I think for the biggest incentive for me is lost sectors, or still like being
yeah,
able to farm the 1280s more comfortably is huge, because then like that feels way more worth your time, because doing the 1250s, getting a drop every, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 runs, it doesn't feel like enough still.
yeah.
It's the best way to farm exotics we've ever had, and it still doesn't respect your time, I feel like, enough. Maybe if
Hmm.
you could, yeah, even if you could like select the actual piece you want and then have that same drop rate, that would be fine. But now it's like 1 in 5 chance to get 1 in, I don't know, 7 or whatever amount of pieces, like chest pieces, for example, for a hunter, stuff like that. So
Or
if
even
I can
random
get,
protection or something.
if I can get to where I can do the 1280s very comfortably, where it has hopefully a much better drop rate, then that's my big incentive to level. I think I'm probably gonna play a little bit of trials, but I'm already at that point where I can like hang in trials with. I think I'm at 1256 maybe
Hmm.
gear level, which like it turns off your artifact when you go into
That's
trials.
pretty
So
good. I'm like 53, 54, so yeah.
yeah,
I've
but
not had any luck this week with my pinnacle gear,
yeah.
frustratingly.
So at this
Right.
stage, I'm probably, yeah, I'm definitely gaining levels, because artifact is enabled for the lost sectors. I'm getting way more just from the artifact levels at this point. Like that goes faster than leveling your gear level. So
Yeah.
I'm not too fussed about doing the pinnacles, like trying to maximize, min max all that stuff. I'm pretty much set for this season leveling.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you on the lost sectors and all that. It's definitely like I think they're good. I like the idea. It's fine. I still think it wasn't cool to lock the new exotics behind them without telling anyone. I still think during the campaign or whatever, you should have gotten base versions of them so you can at least like get a feel for them. Um, so that's my only problem. And I said that before earlier in the season, and I'll stand by what I said. Not cool. Don't tease us with them and then lock them behind content like that.
But
Because like
just
that's
remember
just
that the new ones will be behind lost sectors, so
yeah.
don't
Well, that's what
don't be
I'm
disappointed.
really not cool with, and I hope either they make the change next season where they either make it clear to us they're going to be locked behind content, or hopefully they hear this somewhere somehow and they make the change where you can get at least a base version. Like
Well,
I'm
they've
fine
said that
with the base
the
version.
three new ones are going to be in the new lost sectors. So in the lost
They
sector
said
pool,
that. Okay.
yeah, it's in the 12 when they said there's 3 new exotics to chase for lost sectors. So,
Yeah.
I forget stuff all the time.
so
But hey, that's
yeah,
good. So
so
then they did make the change and told us. That's good. So I'll take very 1% credit for that.
and then
1% credit, 0.5%.
so it'd be good as well because it'd be fresh because you've got the moon in there now as well from
Yeah.
next season. So that'll what. So it depends how many of the moon lost sectors they use. If it's all of them or only a few, but what is it?
Right.
4 on the moon, 5 on the moon. So
There's a couple.
yeah, so
That's cool.
good chance to mix it up.
Where are
Yeah.
the D1 reprised weapons gonna drop from? Is that Nightfalls? Because some
Nightfall.
because I know the adept versions were dropping from grandmasters, so that's gonna be a reason to do
That's on
to
the old
level that.
twab, right? Yeah, it's the old twab. Let me check.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'll check.
Yeah,
Blah 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 blah. Okay. Well, okay. I remember they said next season we're adding 6 new legendary weapons to our ritual activities, 2 for each. That's cool. That's
yeah,
really cool. That's
yes.
so cool. That's like such a big content win for us.
Mm.
In addition to that, Nightfalls are getting the 3 unique weapons: Palindrome, Swarm, Shadow Price. So, and then Grandmasters will be able to, and this is why I said the content's not there yet. Next season, the content will be there. Grandmasters will enable you to be able to earn adept versions of the weapons. See, that's what I'm talking about. Next season, I feel more of a desire to bust my ass to get adept ones. But if the adept perks are like they are in trials, they're not really going to be worth it.
No.
They're not going to be worth it. Plus, do you really want adept perks? Like, it's fine. Like, the way it is totally workable for me.
Well, so very few of them seem worth it. Like, the targeting one seems worth it for snipers.
What
And
are the
that's
perks?
Oh.
I've not
Impact.
looked at that stuff, so.
Pretty much everything, every single, like, masterwork trait. So you have draw time, charge time, handling,
I'll put in
range.
perk form instead.
Huh?
Put in perk form instead.
No, like a mod. So it's an alternate mod. So you can only slot adept mods in adept weapons.
Oh, okay.
So they take the place where then so a lot of people are just saying it's not even worth for most weapons because they use Icarus and everything. So you can't use Icarus on your shotgun if you use something else and stuff like that. And some of them have like drawbacks. So you have plus 20 aim assist, but minus, or is it plus 10 and then minus 20 stability instead. So like.
Okay,
So it's all, and then if you masterwork your adept weapon, you get like plus 2 or plus 3 to each of the stats. Kind of like armor. No, it's like armor.
Oh, okay.
You know, so every stat goes up by 2 or 3.
That's cool. Does anybody else feel disappointed with the banner bug where it popped up saying, "Oh, go and see Spider and Crow to re-roll your weapon," and it's not actually in this week?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So if you booted in like really quickly when the patch was on Tuesday, it came up. You know, it always tells you what's there. It came up. It was like, you know, next part of Hawkmoon quest available. Go and see Spider to, you know, whatever the wording was, and it's the re-roll quest, and it told you it was there, and you go to Spider and there's nothing.
Okay.
So
I was really probably next week or something.
It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row we've got new content for the season, and then no, actually it's a bug. I was like, fantastic. You like my Mario pajamas?
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I get you on that. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but like, I was really I was not enjoying Hawkmoon at all in the Crucible
because
I'm farming the fragments, and so I've been in the Crucible like all week trying to finish my fragment quests because they are a pain in the ass. And I tweeted it out, and I just said, like, my hot take was, I don't like the new Hawkmoon. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I don't like it. I understand people like it, and I think that's great. I don't like it. I'm not enjoying it. It's, as a hand cannon, feels fine. Very snappy. But I don't like the perk. Like, I really don't like it. Because I think a problem is a lot of Destiny players, a lot of hand cannon mains were like serial reloaders. Like, we're always reloading.
Yeah.
So like this gun does the complete opposite of what you want to do, and I just don't understand the point. Like, why on earth would I care about having a very powerful final round? Because if it doesn't kill the person, I'm fucked. Because now I don't have any ammo.
Well, it's more like just timing your 2 last bullets, right? You go into that last, you know, if you can take them out with, you know how many stacks you have. Then it's about the 2 taps.
I think Crucible's just, at least in general, Crucible is too fast to care so much about that perk. Like, everything's happening really fast, especially with stasis. Like, you have enough to worry about going on. The last thing I'm caring about is my bullet. I just think it's also not really a luck thing. It's not. Like, you're landing crits. That's not a luck thing.
No, that's not the
So
luck part of it at all. It's the
so
random roll.
I guess, yeah, I understand the random roll is supposed to be like it's luck.
Yeah.
It's not though. I mean, it just it doesn't work for me. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't coalesce. Like I just think I said this when they first announced they were changing the perk, and I said that it wasn't a good idea. I said that it's gonna mess up the gun, and there's always gonna be people that like it. I think they're the minority, but there's always gonna be people that enjoy it, and that's great. Good for you. But I still think there's a huge portion of the community that doesn't like it, or just it just doesn't work for them. Like they're just not feeling it. Like I don't think it's a bad gun. Like I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's as a hand cannon is very snappy, feels very good as a hand cannon. But as Hawkmoon, nah, I don't like it. I really don't. I really tried. Community, I tried. I tried. Don't get mad at me. But I just don't like it. I really don't like it. Like I don't know why. I can't really. It just didn't work. Like I don't know, man. Like, and it sucks because it's a very pretty hand cannon. It handles so well. Uh, but I honestly just don't understand why I would use it over anything else. Like literally any other hand cannon, why I would possibly use it. I mean, Dire Promise feels better and can get better rolls. Um, Ace of Spades is probably the best hand cannon in the game right now. Thorn is right there with it. Um, Sturm has seen a huge resurgence in users, and it's melting people in the Crucible, which I
Mm.
think is great. I think it's fantastic. I was getting destroyed by Sturm last night.
Mm.
And and all these other legendary hand cannons. The one from the raid I heard is very, very good. So it's
Mm.
like, honestly, I just don't see where it fits in. I know that with random rolls, the potential is great. Maybe with opening shot, maybe. But I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, but like Asdacross's video, and like I think he nailed it. He's just like it's Hawk meh, like it's fine. I just don't see how it competes with all the other hand cannons. Literally, the only exotic hand cannon I would use less than Hawkmoon is Lumina, and that's only because I just do not like Lumina. Like Lumina is a very specific playstyle weapon, and the
Yeah.
one area you don't use Lumina in, personally, is Crucible. You just don't.
Really? Mm.
So I don't understand why you would use it in Crucible. Because you cannot hit fire with it. If you
No,
have healing rounds, you can't hit fire with it at all.
that's a big yeah. I wish it
So
activated somewhere somehow like not like that.
yeah,
That would be one of my favorites because I do think it's very usable in Crucible, especially sixes. I think it's fantastic.
yeah,
It's
in the
excellent.
right. But like I said, like Lumina is like you go into it knowing what you're doing. Like you're like your mindset is geared towards Lumina. Like you're like I know what I'm doing with this weapon.
Yeah, but that's what I'm looking for in exotics, to be fair, like a different gameplay loop, something that breaks the mold, something that makes you do something differently. I think that's where Hawkmoon, that's why I think the design is pretty strong because like you said, you're so used to doing one thing and this requires to do a specific other thing. And it
Yeah.
is demonstrably strong. I think it is strong. So like if you play it that way. But
Mm,
mm, so
yeah.
so in that case, yeah, definitely I can see how it's not somebody's preference and yours. Like I can totally understand that. But
Yeah.
in both cases with Lumina and Hawkmoon, I happen to like both, but I actually like Lumina even more, I think, because
I honestly think I like Lumina more now
yeah.
because I don't like Hawkmoon. I really don't like Hawkmoon, so I think I like Lumina more. I used to use Lumina a lot in but it also comes down to like your play style. Like I'm a hunter
Yeah.
and I play a very specific way as a hunter at this point.
Mm.
Like very, very specific. So if something doesn't really fit my play style, I'm not gonna use it like at all.
Yeah.
Um, so Lumina I fucked around with a lot when uh, the Menagerie was around. so I used to use it a lot in there because it was just perfect for that environment. But plus Lumina was so pretty. But
Yes, it's the best looking gun.
oh, so pretty. But yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I'm not saying Hawkmoon is a bad weapon. I'm not saying it's a bad exotic. I just don't like it. I've play tested it for a bit. I really tried to like it. I'm gonna try to get a random roll with opening shot or whatever and see how I feel. But I just don't like it. Like something about the gun doesn't work for me.
So
It's just I don't know.
So one thing that surprised me is how good it is in PvE. It's almost like special weapon kind of damage.
Okay. Yeah. I've definitely
It's
noticed
ridiculous.
that.
Quick
I
question.
think I just don't like the slowness of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your question? Go for it, Joe.
Are you recording? Because I'm not seeing the recording icon in the top left-hand corner like normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's recording.
I do.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
see
good because it's not on my screen. So I just noticed. I was like, oh crap. So,
it. We're good.
yeah, it's not there because usually it's a little red
Yeah,
dot that says Dimitri's
yeah.
recording. So I was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
can see it.
You're sitting here going like, you are recording, right?
yeah, exactly. I was just like, these are really good points, and if we've just used 40 odd minutes, I'd be like, ah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't like
But
how slow it operates. Like I have to
Mm.
oh, I have to time this shot. Like I'm just a very impatient player. It's fine. Like I've seen people massacre with it, and that's great. I just miss the randomness of the old perk. Like I miss how wacky it was when you'd be like in Crucible, you're like da da da. Oh, I won this firefight. Oh, I barely won this firefight. Reload. Wham! We just fucked this guy up. Like I miss that, and I really don't think it was OP. I really don't, because
Which version of it?
it's the
So the
okay.
year 3 version?
Yeah, the year 3 version.
Mhm.
I don't think it was OP. I think it was fine. Like, and I think I don't know. I just think taking away luck in the chamber fucks it up because it's just it doesn't have that same aura where you're like, oh, I might fuck someone up like any minute now. Like somebody's gonna get completely fucked up randomly. Like, because it's not really random when you know you're building up the shot.
Yeah,
You know?
I think it's random on the other end, isn't it? If you're the recipient of it, you're like, right, I know that guy's using Hawkmoon. Am I going to go and engage with that fight and actually get wiped out because it's his last 2 bullets, or is he just reloaded and I can win him, on equal footing? So
That's a
God
great point.
damn it, John. Why do you have to make good points?
That's a great
Sorry.
point.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess
Bye.
all in all, good gun, but not for me.
Yeah.
If you like it, that's great. I think Ace of Spades is way better. I think
yeah.
Ace of Spades is
I've been
clearly
using it so
the king.
much now.
Oh my God, the buff made Ace of Spades unstoppable. Like, also it's an
range
incredibly sexy
increase.
weapon, but like
Yes.
in the sound, oh my God. I don't know if viewers, if for some reason, if you've never done this, get some good headphones, crank up that volume, and just use Ace of Spades. Even if it means turning down all the other volume in the game and just listen to it. It sounds so good.
Yeah, and it's just getting a hedge like a precision kill is the most satisfying on that gun because so many things happen. Like you get the explosion, you get the faster reload, you get memento mori activates. Like it's so rewarding to get a kill, unlike
Yeah.
any other gun in the whole game.
Oh my God. And I think the lore tied behind the gun makes me love it more. Like
Yeah.
just that whole lore story behind Ace of Spades is just so good. I gotta grab my charger. But yeah, I mean, John, what do you think of Hawkmoon
So
at this point?
I went through the quest, got it done. I enjoy it, but again, because I'm a warlock main and I'm using the gauntlets, and Thorn is what I'm sitting with right now.
Right.
So it could be the best hand cannon in the game, but if I'm using a hand cannon, it's Thorn. So
Right.
unfortunately, it's just how it is. But I did pick up on a tangent. I did pick up Devil's Ruin, and that
Finally.
melts stuff in
Yeah.
Gambit. It's just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely you get a blocker and you just aim down, pull the trigger, and it just like a laser just completely wrecks everything. And if you're on a hunter with it, then dodge, reload, and just do it all over again. So it's so good, so good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You
Yeah,
are
I've enjoyed it.
correct.
So, but no, Hawkmoon, yeah, I'm looking forward to the rolls. I've looked for this week. I was like, oh, it's in already straight away.
Yeah.
Get to redo that, get to redo it, and then obviously it was bug. So I was like, but now I hope that there's only a limited pool of rolls, because if you can only roll it once a week, and there are 60, because I've not looked on GG, so I don't know what all the perks are. But if there are dozens of perks, it could take you months to get the right roll, and that is forced time because of the limitation. Whereas other guns, you can just run 3 hours of content and hope you get the right run. Whereas this, it's 15 minutes and you've got to wait another week. So,
Well, I hope it's what people said. I hope that you can run it like 3 times a week.
on different characters.
I don't want to run it on different characters. I don't
know why you'd be able to run it on 3 times a week.
I've not
otherwise.
even done the DLC on my other characters. Like, I just don't care. There's honestly quite a bit of roles. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 barrel perks, 9 secondary perks, and there's 5 grips.
Jeez. Okay.
So opening shot, rangefinder, moving target, killing wind, snapshot sights, eye of the storm, hip fire grip, quick draw, and surplus.
Opening shot would be amazing, because your opening shot, more damage, normal, wreck. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting. So,
also, eye of the storm would be pretty nasty on it.
which one's that one?
Yeah.
This weapon becomes more accurate and boosts handling as your health gets lower.
Okay, yeah, in Crucible, yeah.
Killing Wind is an interesting perk. I don't really know how I feel about that perk yet. But rangefinder obviously is never a bad thing on a hand cannon, especially nowadays.
Yeah, mini sniper rifles, aren't they?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a trade-off since the zoom increase. Some people don't like it. Like I'm one of those people who.
Yeah.
I try to, if I can get a good range stat without rangefinder, like Ace of Spades. Exactly like Ace of Spades, actually. It's got fantastic range without a rangefinder, so a little bit of a drawback since the increased zoom. It makes it harder for me to like in closer quarters, but yeah, I think it rounds out the stats beautifully. Like with a range increase, it's just all around. Like every single stat is the best of any hand cannon at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely
give Ace a run. I've not used it since I got it, so
yeah, dude, you gotta go back to Ace. It's beautiful.
But it's Storm though. Storm with my gauntlets. It's just like bam, and then it's just all this. Everything just blows up in green. It looks amazing. So
I did get Cloud. I never tweeted this. I feel bad. I never tweeted it the day I got it. I literally, on my 3rd Empire Hunt run of the week, I got Cloud Strike.
Oh my god. You have all the luck.
Oh, God, it's awesome. I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool. I think the zoom is a bit much.
Yeah, it is.
But I really hope they can update that, or at least do something, because like the zoom's a bit much on it. But the perk's awesome. I really like it. It's fucking hard to use in Crucible though, because the zoom is insane.
Yeah.
I really think they need to change that zoom a bit, because that's just too much. But I got the ornament for it, and oh my god, that weapon is lots of fun, especially with Bacchus. That's a lot of fun. So I was definitely having a lot of fun with that. And it's funny because I don't remember. I freaked out when I got it. I was like, "What the fuck?" On my 3rd fucking run, and then I told my brother, and he's like, "Nice." And then like I forgot about the weapon for like 4 days, and then yesterday I was like, "Oh yeah, I have this," and then I started using it, and I was like, "This is a lot of fun." Like, so it's just Thunderlord sniper version. Like it's just really cool. So, yeah, that's pretty fun. But, so we were sent by Jack that quick little article where Luke Smith told everybody that they kind of took what he said out of context, kind of. Where people thought that he was going to basically sunset subclasses, and he made sure to say on the record that he's not doing that. So basically, there was an article from a while back where he talked about reworking subclasses, and he had mentioned certain things within this article at the time where people kind of like took it out of context and thought he was straight up gonna nerf and sunset certain subclasses like Nova Warp. So in this article, this new article, he went to Reddit. What he said was, and I'm reading what he wrote, on a long enough time horizon, it sure would be sweet to have all the supers in Destiny using the same system, stasis style customization. The stasis system is very cool, and we like it. It's got more agency, flexibility, and freedom than the Destiny 2 and Forsaken system with their interlocked perks. Feels more like D1 in terms of agency. I like that much more. From a thematic, creative perspective, it sure would be sweet if the classes had strong gameplay identities instead of some of the homogeny that has steadily emerged. No plans to look at class homogeny right now. There are many other things to focus on. So this article says, to distill that down, Bungie is definitely interested in giving light subclasses the darkness treatment, but as Smith has said before, it doesn't know when it's going to make those changes. More pertinently, while Bungie may consider realigning some supers in the far, far future, more clearly, though there are plenty of other ways to push gameplay identities, it has no plans to remove or rework any abilities anytime soon. Basically, if you guys didn't understand that, basically Luke Smith said, don't panic. It's not what you think it is.
Now, if we could take that message and give that to all the YouTubers out there that are just
doing videos over and
just
over.
Clickbaiting. Yeah, it's literally just clickbaiting. If they just did what you did and took 90 seconds to read that to people, everybody would be like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm not going to name names.
Oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And it's like, great, awesome. We need parity. We need the stasis system on the light subclasses, and we knew we were going to get it because obviously he said that months ago, but people then took it as just took it completely out of context, and it's frustrating because these people you look at, and 9 times out of 10 they all, or as I say 9 times, more recently it's probably 6 times out of 10, it's like an IGN score, they're on the mark, and then the other times they just completely miss it, and the community just rallies around it and like the god tier and believes everything they say. And it's like they're not.
Yes.
Well, nobody's infallible. We make mistakes on the podcast. Again, me more than others, but again, we're human, so we don't know everything.
So the thing that people took and ran with is specifically, I was reading the article before the podcast and like rereading it, and there is like when he's speculating about, he's talking about the Warlock supers, like the identity of the, if you have a Nova Bomb versus Nova Warp, like he was speculating of the possibility that, what if you removed Nova Warp? Like some people would be mad, but most people still prefer Nova Bomb. So he said it's a fairly safe choice between those two. But then he was saying, like, maybe you can't axe like the Dawnblade, because he pointed out that that's also like 2 very different fantasies within like the Solar Warlock. You have the Well, which is super supportive, and you have the Dawnblade, which is much more, or the flying bit. And he said those 2 he probably wouldn't be able to, like, you wouldn't be able to remove either one because they're so strong. So there's definitely some basis for, like, there is a conversation of what to do. I think the term they used was pare down. So like he was, talking about the Destiny 1 system where each class had very distinct roles, and the class envy bit where there was a very strong incentive to, like, oh man, the Warlocks have this very cool thing, like maybe I should play a Warlock, and looking at them in raids, like you wanted one of each at least for raids because they had very specific roles to fill. Whereas now you have, like, within the classes you find so many different roles. Like maybe sometimes you can get away with only using warlocks and only titans. But so I can see where sort of that thing was. People took it and ran with it. It's not completely out of context, to be fair to people. I think there's definitely a basis for, like, he was definitely speculating what would happen if you took away some classes and made the identity stronger. But yeah, like you said, it's not going to happen anytime soon, and it's probably not to the extent that people are fear-mongering right now. So
Yeah, and I think it's more important that I do agree that YouTubers ran wild with it. And when I initially had, I guess what I'll say is, when I initially read what Luke had really said, I still had, like, I could see that what he was saying was that he was just brainstorming shit.
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
This is literally shit that he was just saying to the interviewer, like, in Luke Fantasyland, like, just because Luke thinks it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Like, and Luke has said that, he's very honest about that shit. So, like, I don't think it's okay to fearmonger on YouTube. I don't think it's okay to use that as clickbait to get views, which a lot of YouTubers did in this community. They just straight up did videos that were 12 minutes long, and they were just like, I'm not cool with that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, cool, but, like, that's not really what was going on. Like, he was just shitballing. Like, he was just like, well, if I could, this is what I might do.
Yeah.
But, like, Luke goes into team meetings and he says these things to the team. If the team doesn't like what he's saying, it's probably not going to happen. So, he's the captain of the ship, but he's trying to keep the ship going. He's not telling the ship, this is where you go now, and this is where you go now, and this is where you go now. Some things don't happen like that. So don't freak out now. Wait and see what happens first. See where Bungie brings this. Then we can freak out. So
Exactly.
I like that he did go on to Reddit, though, and he addressed the concerns. I do like that he does that because, like, we as a community tend to overblow a lot of things. So
Yeah, we do.
yeah, but it's not negative news. It's interesting news. I think it was really interesting. I didn't freak out when I read it.
No,
I was like,
same.
that's interesting.
Because I see where he's coming from, I see
Yeah.
exactly what he means with the strong class identities, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Nova Warp is kind of lame as fuck. What? I didn't say that.
Yeah, it is.
No, but
It is.
yeah.
Yep.
I think the idea of Nova Warp could be used for the poison subclasses that we know are coming. I think that it's a cool, like, Warlocks could totally use that as a poison subclass type shit. That'd be really fucking cool. So, yeah. Interesting week in Destiny. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of interesting stuff has happened and has been put out there. And when Hawkmoon random rolls do land in the game, we will be sure to give our opinions. I'll be sure to shit on it no matter what. Don't worry. Mask of Backwards nerf is still bullshit. Just saying. It's like, it's still usable, I guess. But
Ain't nobody
just
got
had
time
to
for that.
take it away from us. But yeah.
Cool.
So definitely enjoyed talking about some of this conspiracy theories and whatnot. But yeah, I look forward to the next podcast episode. And
In
Likewise.
January now, won't it? So,
yeah, January.
so,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Have a good
or
New
whatever,
Year.
or whatever you
holidays
celebrate.
holidays.
and whatnot.
Exactly. Be safe.
And
Don't
I'll be
spread
working
COVID.
on Christmas
Enjoy your family.
Eve, so that'll be fun. I'm working on Christmas Eve.
Oh man.
Lit.
I've got 10 days out of 11 off. I'm well happy.
You are lucky as shit.
I am. My next work day is 7th of January. So
Damn.
yeah.
That's even better than me. Get out, Nick. Get out.
I work at. I'm a school worker, so we always have the best holidays. Longest.
Yeah. I am on break. I mean, I work tomorrow on Tuesday, but then I took someone's shift for Christmas Eve, which is fine because it's only going to be like a 4-hour shift. So if they don't want to work, I'll take the money. Yeah, sure. So, but yeah. So I look forward to the next podcast episode, and I hope you guys enjoy your holiday.
Happy holidays.
Happy dawning.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. On brand.
All right. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Deep Stone Podcast, and we look forward to bringing the next one to you soon. Happy dawning, and stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.